Apologies.
Do you not like the air sound? Huh? Good shake up. Hi. Yeah, it definitely looks like it's getting flatter.
What the fuck? Yep, I was actively taking air out of the tire. Good morning, everyone.
So what's been going on with the tire?
I was just losing air, and I don't drive the truck much. We just basically use it for plowing in the winter. Can't believe I was taking air out of the tire. Great. Oh, yeah. I think that should be fine. You got up here before, buddy. You got up here before, sweetheart. Shake it off, shake it off. Yes, good job. All of these plants died overnight. Fantastic. Well, I'm gonna plant them anyways. Since the potatoes I put in here didn't grow, well, I was hoping to put those cucumbers in here, but now they're dead, so yay me. These are desert thistle, is what I've learned. They're invasive. They're everywhere. Their flowers are really pretty, but they're sharp. I can't remember what the number was. It was like 10,000 seeds per bloom or something. If there are any master gardeners out there that, I guess like raised beds is a pretty simple answer, but if you have ideas about how to make this process more streamlined, I would definitely appreciate that sort of input. And my thought is, if I just put that there, that's all compost for later, right? I don't really know. I don't understand. Like, people are asking, like, where's Bunny? What's going on? Number one, I'm traveling all the time, so it's hard to make new content. Number two, I got totally burnt out on creating content because even though the majority of the comments are lovely, having to see any number of comments that are really, really cruel and unkind takes a really significant toll, and it makes me not want to be on social media like at all, which is a super bummer because I love so many people there, and the community that has been built is really amazing. But 2025 and mental health are not besties. So I'm gonna say a few things here. One, I am a fan of anxiolytics. I am a fan of behavioral medication if the circumstances call for those. I don't think there's anything wrong with them. I think that myself, as the teenage and current basket case that I am, without various forms of anxiolytics or antidepressants since I was 14, and I don't know if I would still be around had I not been. Obviously, they're not right for everyone. Obviously, I'm not a vet, so it's really important that you speak to a veterinarian. Elsie Talks, I think is the name of her account. It's an amazing account. Her human mom is all sorts of things. She's like an audible narrator. She's a puppeteer. She's got a cat or a couple of cats and a dog. They all use buttons, and she takes a board to the vet. And she just posted a video recently of her at the vet with Elsie, who had to be sedated previously to go to vet visits because she had so much anxiety around it. And now she brings the board. She has the veterinary team there saying, "Hi, Elsie. Elsie, treat," using the buttons to tell her when and where they're going to touch her, like touch head now. And Elsie gets through it just fine with no meds. She's totally calm. She doesn't love it, does love going to the doctor. And I don't even know what my point was. What I'm trying to say is that I would like for every person who is living with a non-human to have access to a team of specialists, right? And that's something that all humans deserve as well, and many don't have access to. And it's even harder to find access to that for our non-human companions. But I think these are important conversations. I think sometimes behavior modification alone isn't the right solution. I think behavior modification at all sometimes isn't the right solution, and that it can take years to figure out what the right combination of interventions or non-interventions are, as it has for me. And Bunny still has challenges. I still have challenges. I think that's just part of being a sentient being. But yeah, nothing is off the table. Like, we want to be exploring as many options as possible to balance the scales and to make life feel good. That's a goal, right? We want everyone to be happy and healthy and not stressed out all the time. And I don't know how a single creature in 2025 can accomplish that, if I'm being perfectly honest, but that's the goal. Hey, you can go down the driveway, guys. Oh, ready? You're gonna bet Tanny's gonna try and steal that orange ball from Otter. Let's get it for you. Ready? Get it! Oh shit. And this is why he ends up with sticks in his hair. Bunny's such a princess that she never has anything in her. Because that one time she had a foxtail in her paw when she was a puppy, but she's pretty fastidious. She's like fussy about things, so she'll like, if something's in her hair, she'll pull it out. She's just, those things are important to her, like the little details. Let's talk about foxtails and cheatgrass. Both are invasive species and they're everywhere in Washington state, but I've recently been to Peru and Germany and they're also everywhere there. So my sense is that they're everywhere and they're awful. So they're the awns that grow on grasses that have these barbs, and they're very dangerous to dogs because they will stick to anything, and then because they have barbs that go in one way, they can work their way into a dog or a cat's flesh. They can work their way into the circulatory system. They can just sort of fly into noses and ears, oftentimes requiring surgical intervention. And it's hard to know because they just are sort of insidious, and you won't necessarily see the injuries that come from them until it's too late. And I recently had an experience with this. Bunny's most viral video ever actually involved a foxtail, and it was when she said, "Mad ouch, stranger paw." She put her paw in my hand and I found a foxtail between the webbing of her paws. But they're everywhere here in this beautiful, idyllic area, and they've just popped off really dangerously recently. So I went to Germany, I came back, and I went for a walk on a trail that we'd been walking on. The cheatgrass had started going nuts, and because 10 is so close to the ground, we went like 10 feet and he was covered in them. It took me 2 hours to brush them all out of his hair, and I was really nervous that I would miss one because they're so dangerous. And then I saw him shaking his head. I instantly ordered a cheap otoscope. And if you don't know what an otoscope is, it's one of those things that a doctor uses to like look into your ear. So it's got like a magnifying glass here and a little light here. And then you put this into the cavity. You can use it in like a nose, ear, basically any cavity, and you can see what's going on. And I'm so glad I did, because I was able to look in Ten's ear and I saw a huge cheatgrass on way deep in there. We went to urgent care. They were able to remove it. He had to be sedated for it, but holy moly. So I would definitely recommend getting yourself a cheap otoscope on Amazon for cheatgrass and foxtail season. The other thing that I would recommend is, if you know there's somewhere on your property where they grow early in the season before they have time to develop the awns, you can weed whack them and just manage that and keep the grasses really short. Or you can use a product like spruce, which is non-toxic when used as directed for dogs and humans, to manage it. But again, super dangerous. I see reports of dogs and cats getting foxtails lodged all over their body every summer, having to go to the hospital, emergency room, surgery. Blech. Don't do it. These are my tips and tricks. 10 and Otter are at the place now where, especially because I keep their hair nice and short, so it's not like they're getting a bunch of mats in their hair that I'm having to brush out, that are challenging to get out. They just fall asleep while I'm brushing them, which is lovely. Recently, we had this massive windstorm. I think there were like 50-mile-per-hour winds, and all of these dead trees were cracking like toothpicks. Trees were falling all over the place, and a massive dead tree absolutely destroyed my steel and wrought iron gate, and I was just coming down the driveway to go do errands in town, and all of a sudden I was like, I can't go anywhere. Here are the remnants of my beautiful gate that I loved so much. This is the tree that, I mean, massive tree. It just came straight on top of it, knocked it all the way down. What are you rolling in? Probably elk poop. He likes to eat it and he likes to roll in it. It's cologne and nutrition. So as good as Otter is at retrieving balls, he's not good at catching them. But surprisingly, Bunny is an excellent catcher of balls. Case in point.
Subscribe.